Welcome back, everybody, to Gaming with Raylo. Today's how-to video is going to be how do I make alloys. So to make your tier 3 tools, you're going to need bronze. You're either going to need bismuth bronze, black bronze, or tin bronze. Now today we're only going to be going over bismuth bronze and tin bronze because the black bronze requires gold and silver. As I've found some silver, I have yet to find any gold, so I can't do a demonstration on how to make that alloy. Um, so if everyone's ever played TFC, you got your alloy calculator where you put your stuff on in that little thing, and it calculates how much ore you need and everything else. There's also a lot of help things online, like you know apps for your phone, which I have one for TFC where it can put in how many nuggets I have, and how much stuff it'll make. This game makes it a little easier because it works with everything with nuggets. And I'll go over it for real quick. So for bismuth bronze, we need 10 to 20% bismuth, 50 to 70 copper, and then we need 20 to 30 zinc. So I always like to work in whole numbers, hundreds is the easiest way to think of this. And so we also want, because bismuth is very rare, and so is zinc. So we want to make sure that we get the most out of the most for our bang, or buck, or whatever you want to say it. Copper is very plentiful, so I use copper more. So what I'm going to do is it takes 10% bismuth, 70% copper, and then 20% zinc to go ahead and make bismuth bronze. What's really nice about this game is, alright, so here we have it. We have 70, 20, but I only have 9 pieces of bismuth in here. And it says, there's nothing up here to say what this will make. So if I go ahead and drop one more piece of bismuth in there, it changes up here. This will create 500 units of bismuth. Now you can play around with it to try to see, if you min-max and whatever. But you got to remember, you got to stay in between, the percentages. So this right here is going to make us 500 units of bismuth. And I always like to work with whole numbers. So, you don't want to get to a point where if you add one more here, see, that's going to create 510 bismuth. All right? That's going to fill up 5 ingot molds plus a little bit of another one. So basically you have to recreate it with enough to make it. So I always try to work with whole numbers as much as possible, especially when it comes to your, oops, I picked up all of them, didn't I? So we need 20 in there. Let me count these out. Did I get, oh, that's bismuth. I need 20. Sorry, had the wrong one in there. So, alright. So that's the best way to do it. That way you're pouring into equal amounts, and you don't have any leftover, you don't have any dribble. So I'm going to go ahead and start these, but it does take, and it says on their wiki, it takes 850 Kelvin to melt. So you can do this with charcoal or coal. Cannot do it with wood, so you have to use that. So the next one is going to be tin bronze. And tin bronze is probably your easiest if you can find tin. Sometimes tin is very hard to find. We got very lucky, and Mama found a whole bunch in a cave, and we were able to make our tin bronze. So again, we want to work in whole numbers. So for tin bronze, you want between 88 and 92% copper. And then for tin, you want between 8% and 12%. So again, I want to try to save and minimize how much tin I use. So that's 92%. You add one nugget, makes it 100%, and that will also make 500 units of tin bronze. And we're going to go ahead and make that also. What you're going to need, in other videos that I've done, is the anvil takes 900. So to be able to work on iron tools, you need a bronze anvil. And iron we're going to go over next because that's going to involve doing something with the bloomeries. But you can work bronze items on a copper anvil. Um, but you will need to work on any iron ones, you will need the bronze. So I went ahead and made my bronze anvil right away, but you could do that later on when you get familiar with it. So um, again, once you've got enough you know material, you can start making your tier 3 tools, your pickaxe, your axe, your sword, and these all have a longer durability than your copper ones, so it lasts a little longer. Um, and then you can move up to iron, which has the highest durability. What I did find was the iron did not have a spearhead to make, so it only makes a sword. And we'll let that melt, but it's melting here. I think that is all I wanted to kind of go over with the alloying. This game makes it a lot easier to alloy because it actually builds the calculator right into the urn, or the crucible, I'm sorry. And that is a really neat feature. There's no more guesswork. There's no more, oh, I've made a bunch of messed up metal because it's, unknown. This way it kind of, limits you and makes sure that you can do whatever. So this one here is almost ready to melt. You can see it's very hot and it's getting ready to melt. And then I like to keep 10, I have 2 fires, and then I like to have 10 ingot molds out, just so I can, I can run 10, 501, 500 another one very easily. I'm sure that you could double that amount in each one of the, the crucibles. I have not tested it, but I think could be an option. Um, Now, for the black bronze, I have noticed because one of the merchants had something for sale. The black bronze has a higher durability than the other bronzes, and so it's going to be according to what your tool, for durability and stuff like that. So if you do find gold, then you can make gold and silver. Then you could make the black bronze, and the black bronze is 68 to 84% copper. And then it's 8% gold and 8% silver. So really, you can put, let's talk whole numbers again. We could put 84 of the nuggets for copper in there with 8 gold and 8 silver, and that'll make you the black bronze that you need, and it's 500 units. So that's 5 ingots, and that's 5 different tools that you can make with that. There's some other stuff. There's ruin loot, but I have really not messed with it yet. But titanium requires 1600 Kelvin to melt. Platinum requires 1700, and then chromium is 1900. I haven't messed with any of those metals yet, but I did find in one of the little dungeon or whatever, I did find a zinc ingot. So you can find things out in the world. I've gotten weapons. I've gotten swords. I've gotten what else? This is what else I found. I found a nice little painting of a rabbit in one of the dungeons. I still haven't found it. This is the first painting I found. So that's it for now. If anyone have any questions or concerns or comments, please leave them, and I'll try to get back with you. Thank you very much. Have a great day.